Corinne, will you take our Jewish audience?
So I want to talk about CPI inflation. The CPI inflation report came out today. It was hotter than expected, 3.7% year over year, unchanged from the prior month. You talk about all the spending last year to lower costs. The last couple of months, how is that lowering costs?
So, look, what we believe is that Bidenomics is in action, right? You're talking about lowering costs, right? And that's something that the president is certainly continuing to do. Inflation is falling while employment remains strong. As you speak to CPI, inflation has fallen 60%. Since last summer, and the core inflation, as you're speaking to this data, fell to its lowest level in 2 years, and so that matters. Let's not forget about wages are higher than they were last year, accounting for inflation. Prices fell for core goods like cars and furniture for the fourth month in a row. All of those pieces are in the data, the CPI that came out today, and that matters.
But people still hear Bidenomics and they see rent is up 7.4% year over year. Car repairs, car insurance is up almost 19%. So costs are not coming down for all Americans.
So here's the thing. As we know that when it comes to housing, people are still dealing with a lot, right? We understand how that economic hardship as it relates to housing specifically. That's why the president put forth a plan to deal with, on the federal level, how to help people lower costs with housing. So that is important as well. But when you think about wages are indeed up, which matters over the last year, accounting for inflation, even more for blue-collar workers and those not in management. So that matters, as I mentioned moments ago. So look, the president's going to continue to grow the economy. We talk about Bidenomics. We see the economy growing. We see unemployment at under 4%. We see jobs created under this administration as more than 13 million jobs, more than 14 million jobs at this point. And that's what we're going to focus on. When it comes to Republicans, they want to slash taxes for the wealthy. That's what they want to do. That's what they're putting forward. Cut Social Security, cut Medicare, cut Medicaid. They already started talking about that again recently. So the president's going to focus on what is needed for the American people to continue to give them that little bit of breathing room, and that's what the president's going to focus on. Let's not forget yesterday.
Is it still appropriate for the president to go to Philadelphia tomorrow, given all the Americans trying to get out of Israel and the imminent ground war there?
Well, look, the president has to do multiple things at once. The president's going to go to Philly. He's going to continue to talk about Bidenomics. He's going to continue to talk about what he's doing to bring back manufacturing, to create good-paying jobs. That's what you're going to hear from Americans. That's something that Americans also want to hear from. The president has been engaged in the situation that we're currently seeing, the horrific situation that we're seeing in Israel. That's what he's going to continue to do. He was engaged today. He's been engaged for the last every day since the attacks, and we're going to do everything that we can. We just announced, right? State just announced the charter flights, right? So that's something that is going to help get Americans out of Israel. And also commercial flights are still ongoing. I want to make that very clear. But the president is going to make Americans a priority. He has to do multiple things at once. That's what you're going to see.
Greetings, friends. This could finally be passed. Lawmakers are taking action to help assist low-income households with the rising cost of living. Democrats and Republicans have proposed new solutions that would automatically provide residents with bonus rebate checks. Economists are also urging the Federal Reserve to stop raising interest rates or risk an economic hard landing. Dearest friends, I'll be going over the latest news, so please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, tomorrow, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. After a record number of Wyoming residents use the state's property tax refund program this summer, the legislature is considering expanding the initiative again to increase financial relief and reach even more taxpayers. As residential property values have risen greatly, so have property taxes. State lawmakers are sorting through a slate of solutions ahead of the upcoming session. Expanding the refund program is one of several options on the table, and one of the quicker, more temporary fixes. More ambitious reform will require time, resources, and voters' approval on the 2024 ballot. Also, expanding the program could provide relief to taxpayers who missed out on the latest round of refunds. Also, the Ohio House of Representatives have passed a new bill with the hope of protecting Ohio residents from rising property taxes. The Ohio Homeowners Relief Act will modify the procedures used by the tax commissioner to conduct property tax sales assessments. The bill will require the property tax commissioner to work with local officials and weigh the past 3 years of property values in a county to help determine the property taxes. In Pennsylvania, more residents will also now qualify for the property tax and rent rebate, and many more people will now receive more rebate money from the state. Early this year, Governor Josh Shapiro signed legislation that expands the property tax and rent rebate program from Pennsylvania. The expanded program will cover almost 175,000 more seniors and double the rebate for many residents. On average, these payments are worth hundreds of dollars. Top real estate and banking officials are also calling on the Federal Reserve to stop raising interest rates as the industry suffers through surging housing costs and a historic shortage of available homes for sale. In a letter addressed to the Fed Board of Governors and Chair Jerome Powell, the officials voiced their worries about the direction of monetary policy and the impact it has having on the beleaguered real estate market. The National Association of Home Builders, the Mortgage Bankers Association, and the National Association of Realtors are asking the Fed not to contemplate further rate hikes and not to actively sell its holdings of mortgage securities, at least until the housing market has stabilized. The letter comes as the Fed is weighing how it should proceed with monetary policy after raising its key borrowing rates 11 times since last year. There are currently various proposals and discussions regarding Social Security reform in the United States. Social Security is on a trajectory towards a funding crisis, potentially facing insolvency in its trust fund by the year 2033. And if this occurs, beneficiaries might see a 25% reduction in their monthly payments. However, according to policy experts, a significant portion of the funding shortfall can be solved by addressing the Social Security tax cap. This is a feature embedded in the program since the inception in the 1930s during the aftermath of the Great Depression. The Social Security tax cap currently exempts any income exceeding $160,200 in 2023 from the Social Security payroll tax, which stands at 6.2% for workers and an additional 6.2% for employers. A recent analysis from the Center for Economic and Policy Research reveals that lower and middle-income workers bear a higher tax burden in funding Social Security compared to the 6% of Americans earning above the threshold. So approximately 6% of the U.S. population, those earning beyond the cap, may contribute only 1% of their income or even less towards the payroll tax. In stark contrast, a middle-income worker earning less than $160,200 cap in 2023 faces an effective tax rate 6 times higher than that of a millionaire. The Congressional Budget Office classifies the Social Security tax cap as regressive, emphasizing that middle and low-income workers contribute a more substantial share of their income to the program than wealthier Americans. Policy experts argue that eliminating or raising the tax cap could play a crucial role in stabilizing Social Security's trust fund by injecting additional revenue into the program. An analysis in December proposed that eliminating the cap for earnings exceeding $250,000 may sustain the trust fund until 2046. Some legislators, including Senator Bernie Sanders and Senator Elizabeth Warren, have introduced legislation suggesting a comprehensive approach to address Social Security's funding challenges. Their proposal includes lifting the tax cap for individuals earning $250,000 and extending the Social Security tax to investment and business income, which are currently exempt. However, many debates persist, with some advocating alternative solutions. The Republican Study Committee proposed lifting the retirement age for claiming Social Security to age 70, asserting that longer life expectancies allows workers to wait for benefits. Many critics argue that raising the retirement age effectively constitutes a benefit cut, with potential losses of at least $65,000 for the average beneficiary. I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway in a video tomorrow. Please make sure, friends, that you enter the giveaway by clicking and liking several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, dearest friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. Thank you, and have a wonderful and very blessed week.